Passengers boarding starting.
Hello flight simmers, welcome back everyone and welcome to this full flight video, which will be the first one in P3D 5.4 after the recent update, which was released a couple of days ago. And yeah, I did make a short video about sort of everything you need to know about the new update. It's not a huge update, but nevertheless it's a good update for the sim, and today we're gonna try it out with a full flight video. And also we're gonna fly the iFly 737 MAX, and specifically the -8-200, which is sort of a Ryanair specific aircraft. I will tell a bit more about this particular version of the plane. I thought it's quite interesting. I read a bit about it before I start this flight, and I will share it with you as well. I will link it down in the video timeline, so if you're interested in that, feel free to skip ahead wherever I get some time to tell you a bit about the 200 version of the MAX 8. And yeah, I think we're in for a good flight today. There's an event going on here at Dublin. We are flying online. It's very busy. You can see lots of aircraft over here. Even some heavy spec there, Emirates 777, very cool stuff. I think they have event going on down to the Canary Islands, but today we're gonna fly to Split, which is also cool routing. If we get very lucky, we might be in for a nice visual approach into runway 23 down in Split, depending on the winds, of course. But we will see what we get when we get there. For now, let's focus on the departure. I think it's going to be a fun flight here on VATSIM with lots of action. And yeah, passengers are boarding right now, so let's jump into the flight deck and get straight to it. Right, here we are. So we have external ground power connected, so the aircraft is all powered up. Let's run some steps together. I don't fly the iFly very often, and I think procedures are quite interesting sometimes. So I was hoping I can fetch... Not sure if that's the right one. Let's see in a second. Okay, Dublin down to Split. We have a call sign today, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey. Let's put this in here. We have the routing. Sorry, now the sound's going away. It's always when flying the iFly clicking outside the seconds. I'm just double checking, since I also stored the same route yesterday in the FMC, and now I need to make sure if this is still the same which we need, but that looks very good. Suksan, Baro, Peval, Sal. Okay, sweet. Very good stuff. We do expect departure out of 10 right. We have the aircraft loaded up. Total fuel 9.2 tons. We have a flight time of 2 hours and 45 minutes today. And I think we can pretty much get straight into contact with ATC and get our clearance, especially since the frequency is very busy today. It might take a few seconds. So let's get this all set up. We have deliver on 122.95. I hope they are still open. I have a feeling they are about to close, but let's see. I don't have an Asus at the moment. That's a bit odd. But anyhow, so Ryanair 37 Whiskey, then we will need to report aircraft type, which is 73. I don't know, what is it called? 737-8, I believe.
Dublin ground, Ocean 178, 311 Charlie, requesting start.
And we are on stand 108 left, if I'm not mistaken. 108 left. And ATIS, yeah, I don't have ATIS information right now. That's a bit of a pity.
178, contact 121.8 for the start and push.
121.8 for...
I'm gonna wait another second
178,
and hope that it pops up. In the meantime, we can continue over here. So, 0 through at 63.3. That is accurate. Reserves today will be 2.7. We have a cruise wind of 298 at 9. That's nice, so hardly any wind up there. Transition 5000 and ISTA deviation is -0. Yeah, -0. So that's perfect. And top of climb outside air temperature.
Stand by, I'll have a look into it.
Let's see.
You're talking about B-band 2 Echo. I've got the 4 Echo for you. Is that in your FMC?
Yes, we can go with that part.
It's -56.
4 Echo, please.
Yeah, and you re-cleared the B-band 4 Echo departure, 10 right. The rest remains the same.
Okay, very good.
Thank you very much.
For the departure, let's have a look. So 10 right, that's what we expect. And then we have the NDEC 1 Echo, that's the one I expect. So Delta Whiskey 553, 4000 above, and flight level 90 or below, and then max 290, flight level 230 below. I think our climb speed is going to be 280, so that's not really coming into effect for us.
Airbus A320 and 1360, I think.
Okay.
Eurowings 170, you're clear to Gran Canaria via the B-band 4 Echo departure, runway 10 right. Stop climb, flight level 90, squawk 6644.
Okay, now we have the edges as well, now popped up. So it's information Delta, 9 knots from 070, good visibility, few clouds 2000, 18 degrees, 1026.
Eurowings 170, repack is correct. After
taxiway
departure,
Alpha closed.
the departure
Okay,
frequency is
let's see where this is.
131.15.
That's on the south part of the apron, that does not affect us, I believe. And advice if unable to accept runway 10 left. Yeah, we can't accept it, we have an old scenery, so 10 left is not available for us, but departures anywhere on 10 right, so that should be fine. Dublin delivery, good day, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey, information Delta stand 108 left, aircraft type 737-8 MAX, requesting clearance to split.
Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey, you're cleared to split via the NDEC 1 Echo departure, runway 10 right. Stop climb, flight level 90 and squawk 6620.
Clear to destination, runway 10 right, NDEC 1 Echo departure, stop climb, flight level 90 and squawk 6620, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey.
Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey, the repack is correct. After departure, departure frequency 131.15.
After departure 131.15 for Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey.
881, would you please be so kind to wait until the other aircraft
okay,
has finished the
cool. We have all the
transmission?
information we need. So this is going to be altitude flight level 90 initially. We have the departure which we expected. 10 right, NDEC 1 Echo. Activate. Just checking legs page. Yeah, 4000 above, flight level 90 below. Okay, that's looking very good. I think I will put in the arrival later on. That's very good. We have a squawk as well, which is 6620.
Castrol, I don't have a flight plan yet. Can you refile it, please? Yeah, let me refile that now.
TA only, squawking mode Charlie.
881.
We have a runway heading of 907. 907, and then we can move ahead to do some calculations. Let's see, initialize flight performance. Copy FMC 10 right, dry, for the push. Have a good day. Let's try takeoff 2 and aircon off. Of course, we are Ryanair and we want to keep it as cheap as possible. And center of gravity, we have 23 today. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, that did not work. Takeoff 1.
Clearance, good evening. Sunscan 393. Are you able data link departure clearance?
Aha, that worked. Okay, cool. So flap 1.
Yeah, I was just about to set it up, but it's a bit busy, so give me
takeoff
just a few
1.
seconds and it'll be online.
36 degrees.
Perfect. I think we already sent one. Do we need to send a new one since you're getting it up and running?
Flap
yeah, I have to log on. Just give me a few seconds. Give you a call when it's ready.
And then we have one
No
52, 5360. 52, 5360. Beautiful. So we will put 160 in here. And that's that. Then we have flight directors, LNAV, VNAV, ARM,
ready for push and start.
ARM. Very good. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU.
French post 27 Mike November, set your squawk 663.
370 is set. Overhead is looking good for the moment. And I hope that the GSX is not taking too long now. 3.2 up on arrival, that looks good for now.
Files now, but in your own time, come back to me.
Okay, very good.
27 Mike November, PDC is online.
Thank you very much, sir.
Castrol 66, very good afternoon again, clear to Lanzarote.
Okay, boarding completed, that's a perfect timing. I'm just quickly waiting for the APU power to be available. There it is. APU, and we can release the ground power. Parking brake is set.
90 for Castrol 66.
We go to the sim menu, ground support.
Departure frequency today is 131.15.
Release the pins as well. There's so many options in here, it's crazy. And then we can get chocks.
Ryanair 4 Charlie Lima, we are ready for push and start.
And then it should actually be everything
Ryanair
set.
4
Doors,
Charlie Lima.
close.
Ah, there you are. Ground 125
Close everything like that.
For your push. Have a good day.
Thanks, 219.
We have an airport map as well. Very good setup here. I like it. Okay, pre-flight checklist. Let's check the oxygen. Okay, so I need to get my checklist somewhere. Right, oxygen is test 100%. Navigation, transfer, display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is coming on right now. Pressurization mode selector is on auto. Flight instruments 188, 188, 1026 3 times. That's checked. Parking brake is set. Engine starters are cut off. That's good. Okay, so we can basically call for pushback. Ryanair 370 Whiskey requesting push and start.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, say again please.
Requesting a pushback and startup, please.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey for your start and push contact ground north 125.9er. Have a good day.
Ground north on 125.9er for Ryanair 370 Whiskey. Thanks a lot.
This is Lufthansa 109er X-ray requesting IFR
125 decimal.
Lufthansa 109 X-ray, what's your stand number please?
Let me check real quick.
125 decimal 9er.
4 Charlie Lima, your push and start is now approved. Tugger Reef Point Whiskey, QNH 1026.
Alright.
Okay, let's get all set up so we are ready once we get the pushback clearance. Seatbelts coming on, anti-collision lights, like that. Dublin ground, good day. Ryanair 370 Whiskey, stand 108 left, requesting pushback please.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, push and start is approved onto Charlie, QNH 1026, face west.
Push and start approved onto Charlie, QNH 1026 and facing west, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey.
Okay. 37 Sierra Whiskey, be advised, the company pushing to your right onto Tuckery's Point Whiskey.
Okay, that's copied, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey.
Ryanair 4 Quebec Alpha, once the company's pushed back to Charlie...
Okay, now we need to be careful.
Now we need to be very careful where we push to
do it right. We need to push onto Charlie. We are at 108 left, facing west. So I think, hopefully, if the GSX config is good... Ooh, that does not look healthy over there, but that's normal GSX action.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That's all on Delta Sierra. Let me do a very quick edit here. Okay, that did not work at all. I'm just gonna choose the normal pushback that's available to me there. In the meantime, let's do the before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel. We have 9.2 tons on board. Fuel pumps are on. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP set 160, 097 and 9000.
Left.
Takeoff speeds 152, 53, 60. Rudder and aileron trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, and anti-collision lights are on before start check is completed.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, now we go.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, now we need bleed air. Oh, I forgot to switch on the packs, but now it's a bit too late for that. We just need bleed air, and then we should be good to fire up. Let's start with number 2. And now we will see the famous motoring on these engines. There it is, motoring, and once it starts rising to 25%, we will put in the fuel. So this usually takes a couple of seconds, but now we start rising. And there goes the fuel. Oh. I had this the other day. It's actually the auto throttle kicking in once the engine is firing up. Super strange bug.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
He said parking brake. It is set. Come on, GSX. GSX is really giving me a hard time today. Let's start number 1.
4 Charlie Lima, contact ground now.
Okay, same procedure. Monitoring N2. There we go. Fuel. Okay, yaw damper. Yeah, let's move ahead. RTO, flaps 1. I don't want to waste too much time here on the ground. Transponder is set. Trim should be set 5.34. That looks good. We have generator 2. Those coming to continuous. Generator 1, APU off, and PEX auto. Isolation valve
Ryanair,
auto.
Yankee,
This is
Yankee, hello,
set. We do a quick control check.
Ryanair, Yankee, present taxi.
Ryanair 0
Full
Yankee,
left,
taxi,
full right,
actually just hold position and contact
full up,
ground 121.
full down, full left, and full right. That's checked as well.
Right, ground just sent me over to you, so...
Okay.
Yeah,
Before taxi checklist, generators are on, probe heat is on, NTS not required, isolation with auto engine start switches continuous, recall.
You should have stayed with me. You must have just gone over to them.
It's checked, ORBX, RTO, engine starters are idle, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear, and now I think we can rearm the auto thrust. That should work.
Okay, 121 decimal.
Okay, now let's get the taxi clearance and make sure we get it correct. Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey requesting taxi, please.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, taxi Delta Sierra, left Foxtrot outer, hold short link 5.
Taxi Delta Sierra, then left Fox outer and hold short Lima 5, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey. That is so annoying, this spark. Holy cow. I think we just burned a bit of fuel here. Okay, let's go. I hope this works for the departure. Okay, Delta Sierra, it's the right one. We can see it. It's not on here, but it's gonna be the right one. Fox outer. And then Lima 5, which is gonna be somewhere. We need to find that. Ah, Delta Sierra is this one, sorry. So it's this one we are on, that's perfect. Okay, Lima 5, that's probably link 5. So that's where we will need to hold, somewhere down here.
All stations with me, change over to ground 121.8 now, thank you.
All over to 1218.
All stations, change over to ground 121.8.
121.8.
Shamrock 78 Lima Tower 118.6.
Right, traffic, weather. I should line up the course, but I'm skipping this for now. We're not going to need it really.
Shamrock 762, ready taxi.
Shamrock 762, thanks. Taxi Bravo 1 Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Okay, then we need to go Fox outer. Okay.
Hold short link 4, Shamrock 762.
Power line 401, ground low. Do you have any standard preference?
Negative, Fairline 401.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, taxi Papa 1, cross runway 1634, taxi Whiskey 3, hold short Whiskey 2.
Taxi Papa 1, cross runway 1634, and Whiskey 3 and hold short Whiskey 2, Ryanair 370 Whiskey.
Lufthansa 109 X-ray, you're giving way to an Air Lingus Airbus A320 from your left to right. Once he has passed, Ryanair 370 Whiskey, continue taxi, Whiskey 2, Sierra 7, hold short runway 10 right.
Continue taxi, Whiskey 2, Sierra 7, and hold short 10 right, Ryanair 370 Whiskey.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, contact the tower 118.6.
118.6 for Ryanair 370 Whiskey.
Ryanair 370 Whiskey, line up and wait for runway 10 right.
Line up and wait, 10 right, Ryanair 370 Whiskey. Okay guys, finally we are getting there. I really love VATSIM events, but you gotta be patient. Sometimes it takes a long time. But we are getting there. We have burned so much fuel up to this point. We are actually down to reserve fuel. I will try to find a bit of a shortcut during the routing. I hope this will save us a few kilograms. Yeah, but I think right now we've burned more than half
370 Whiskey,
a ton.
070 degrees, 9 knots, runway 10 right, cleared for takeoff, bye-bye.
Cleared for takeoff, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey, bye bye. Okay, let's go very quickly. Tags coming off, lights, let's do them to flash, that's pretty cool. Before takeoff checklist, flaps 1, green light, stabilizer trim is set, packs are off, let's go. This is coming back to arm, I hope it works now. Power is coming up, takeoff. Let's go. Ooh, nice. We can even see the flashing on the runway there from these landing lights. Very cool stuff. Okay, keeping it on the center line. 9 knots of wind. Good acceleration. Rotate. Let's bring it up. Airborne. Positive rate. Gear up. Beautiful stuff. Looking outside a little bit. That's so cool. Very good climb rate here in the max, of course. And actually, I'm gonna use that flight, this autopilot quite early, since I do need to focus on the frequency.
Yeah,
that was not for us. Okay. I think that's Shannon Control. Shannon Control, good day. Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey passing 2,900. Flaps up.
Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey, Shannon Control, hello. Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Ryanair 37 Sierra Whiskey. Cool, 230, and thus we can clear out the constraint we still have in here, which is 90 or below. So let's hit it once, twice. There we go. 230. I think that's still valid. Okay, this is coming to off. We have the lights. Oh, PAX. I'm a bit late. Oh, I should do this by 3000. So that was too late. Those are coming off. Turn off lights off. Nice. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, PAX are auto, landing gear is up, and flaps are up. No lights. After takeoff checklist completed.
762, turn left heading 180, climb flight level 290.
Left 180 and climb to flight level 290, Shamrock 762.
Alrighty guys, I think that was a very cool, very busy departure as well, but very cool stuff, and I will see if I can save a few drops of fuel during the cruise, and I will meet you down in Split, so, or not in Split, but on the arrival into Split, so talk to you later, bye bye. So here we are on the flight deck again, just descending towards Split. And before we talk about the approach, I promised you that I will give you some information about this version of the 737 MAX, which is the -8 200. 200 is for the 200 passengers config of this particular version. And for me it was, I didn't really know why an airline such as Ryanair would ask for a special version of the MAX-8 instead of just going for the -9, for example. I didn't really understand why they would do this. So I did a bit of research, and turns out that this is actually quite interesting why they did this. So according to some sources which I found, Ryanair was not really looking for a larger plane, it was just looking for a more cost-efficient plane. And by putting 200 passengers in here, actually it's not quite 200, I think Ryanair has 197 or 198 seats in this aircraft. But by putting so many passengers in this plane, they are sort of maximizing the cost efficiency of this aircraft. Of course, you could imagine flying the exact same aircraft with only 186 passengers on board. It's less cost efficient compared to flying it with 197. And that's what they've been after. And they achieved that by removing some storage compartments for the carts, so for the trolleys, the service trolleys or whatever you may call them. And also I think they relocated some lavatories as well, if I'm not mistaken. And by doing that, they can still fly the plane with 4 flight attendants, because you need 1 flight attendant per 50 passengers on board. So staying below 200 or at 200 still allows you to fly it with 4 flight attendants. The only noticeable difference, of course, is the extra emergency exit, which we can easily spot from the outside. So here in the rear part of the cabin is an extra emergency exit on both sides, and this is sort of the only visible visible change or difference from the normal MAX-8, which we can spot. So, and that's basically the reason why they ask specifically for this plane. The -9 is sort of more tailored for the national flag carriers, which also put a bit of a higher class seating in there, just needing a bit more space for their passengers, and so forth. But it also is of course a little bit heavier. It needs a little bit more fuel and all this kind of stuff. And so the -9 is very inefficient for an airline like Ryanair, right? Because they would need an extra flight attendant, but just have like 15-20 seats more than the previous one, or more than the -8, and on top of that burning a little bit more fuel, being a little bit more heavier, so it would be less efficient. I think the -10, once this actually arrives, I think this is something which Ryanair is interested in. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they even put in some orders, or at least some options for the -10, and that makes a lot of sense, because then they can again get to a maximum efficiency level then by flying 5 flight attendants, of course. Not quite sure how many seats they're going to squeeze in there, but I'm quite sure it's going to be very close to 250 persons in there. So yeah, that's the basic reason why they decided, or why they've asked Boeing to provide them with the -8-200. Very interesting in my opinion. I did not know that before. Of course, you guys are very knowledgeable in this area, I'm certain of that. So if you know any other reasons, or any contradicting reasons, maybe even, then by all means feel free to put them down in the comments. I would be super curious to read about that kind of stuff from you guys. Right, and that's that. So let's talk approach, shall we? So unfortunately, winds are not favoring runway 23, the nice visual approach. It's a bit unfortunate. Currently we have winds 7 knots from 100, but variable between 60 and 130. QNH 1013. Yeah, that is pre-selected. Temperature 26, and we have cavalcade, so very nice weather indeed. I've done some landing calculations. It will be flap 30 landing. Let's set this in here. We have ILS frequency 110.5 tuned on both sides. We have the final approach course 049 set on both sides. Then we will landing distance required, and that's on auto brake 3 with no reverse calculation. 180.76 required, and landing distance available 2550, so that should be fairly easy. 148 is the final approach speed, so that's 143 plus 5. Right, that's that. Also, landing elevation is set to 50. I think runway elevation is 70 feet. So that's done. Let's put the seatbelt signs back on. It's about time for that. And then we can run the... minimums. Minimums, of course, we need, which are... pulling up the chart. So that's ILS 05. This, by the way, is the arrival route coming from Zali, NDB, and then technically right-hand turn, but I think we can shortcut it if there's no traffic. And then we have ILS. I am quite certain we have a climb gradient of above 3% for the go-round. So that will be 440. That's what we will set as well. In the meantime, let's do something like a fast. Let's go level change. Because I want to squeeze in there. Okay, let's 440. Let's set this first. Oh no, that needs to be a barrel. Barrel, of course, 440. Like that. And then let's go direct K-Mix and see, maybe we need some speed brakes now. Oh, never mind, we're nicely on profile. That's perfect. Let's go back to VNAV. Okay, cool. Very good stuff. Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude is set. Oh, did it auto set this back to 100? Okay, then maybe 100 is more accurate. I don't know. Recall is checked. Auto brake is on position 3. And then we have the landing data. VREF is gonna be 140. What was 148? Yeah, 148. And minimums 440. Barrel. Approach briefing sort of completed. We haven't talked about the go round. Of course, we want to turn right away from the terrain. Climb straight ahead on track 49 at 0.8 miles from the localizer. After passing the threshold of 0.5, turn right, maximum 185 knots, climb on track 130. Boom, 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 and climb to 5,000. Okay. So we basically fly along the runway, and after hitting the threshold, we do a right-hand turn heading 130. I think that's the most important takeaway for this one. Alright. So this is all looking very good, I would say. Transition is 10,000, but we can go to local since it is standard anyway. It's kind of easy. 1013 in here, over here as well. That is all looking very good. Okay, this is looking very good. 15 miles to go. We are slowing down already. We are just a notch below the glide slope, which is absolutely perfect. Let's go localizer, that's capture, then we can also go approach glide slope as well. Then let's set flaps 1. This can go to 5,000. And let's drop the speed a little bit here since we are on the glide slope. We don't want to get too fast. Okay, flaps 5. Yeah, since terrain will be coming up, let's see. just behind the runway there. I don't want to get any calls, so I think I'm just going to inhibit the terrain warning like that. Then we can rather keep it on weather. Good stuff. Okay, let's go flap 10. We're maintaining the speed now. I would like to lose a bit more speed. And that's looking very good. 10 miles to go. Those come to continuous. Yeah, approach checklist, by the way. Altimeters are set to 1013. That's done. Let's arm the speed brake. Right, and now we're just cruising in very nicely.
2500.
Since we are a bit fast, I'm gonna drop the gear now. Don't want to be too late with the gear drop. Oh, there we go. Flaps 15. Right now there's no wind at all. And flaps 30, 148 is set. Those come on. Lights are all set. Landing checklist. Engine start switches are continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear is down. 3 green. Flaps are 30. Green light. Landing checklist completed. And now we can indeed do some manual flying. So just set up my rudder pedals. There we go. Okay, my aircraft.
1000. Wind shear. Wind shear.
Oh, holy.
Wind shear.
Ah, I remember. I remember we got that quite often on the Max, the wind shear warning. And for that particular reason,
wind shear.
Yeah,
wind shear.
I
wind shear.
Don't think so. It feels rather steady. Actually, I don't even know when a wind shear would be a go around. If it would already be now, or maybe just when you get a wind shear after stable requirements. So maybe passing 500 feet radial altimeters, something like that. I'm not quite sure. We could use the HUD as well, but I think just more fun to flight visual. But yeah, landing runway 23 with this wind is would be very, very difficult when the wind pushes you towards the runway. With that late turn, I think that would make it very tricky.
300.
Okay, 2 reds, 2 whites. Oh, I forgot to make a Unicom announcement, never mind.
100.
Looking
50,
good.
40, 30, 20, 10.
And there we are. Very good stuff. Reverse. I was happy with this one. 100%. I'll forward manual braking and then we can even make this exit. Absolutely perfect. Nice. Well, I shouldn't say this was perfect flying by itself, but let's say for my compared to my other landings recently, I am rather happy with this one. Okay, let's do a bit of a cleanup. Like that. Speed brakes down. disarm, those come off. Let's start the APU. It's only short taxiing. Oh. What? APU low oil pressure? Okay, let's look at this in just a second. Just want to finish a few things here. Now it's gone. Was just during the startup. That's weird. I don't think it should do that. Those lights and those two steady. Okay, cool. Weather, traffic. Very, very good stuff. Okay, let's take position. What's that? 2, 3, 4 maybe? Does that sound good? Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, APU generate as available. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see how good this GSX profile is. Ooh, can we go that much further? No, actually we need to leave it here. Yeah, 26 feet, that would be too much. Okay, parking brake, APU gens, killing engines, installation of open, APU bleed, anti-collision, seat belts, fuel pumps, electric, probe heat, window heat, just like that. Cool, very good stuff. Request deboarding. Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps are off, probe heat is off, hydraulic panel is set, flaps are up, parking brake is set, engine start levers are cut off, and weather radar is off. Shutdown checklist completed. Alright folks, so welcome once again to Split, and Volanta is giving me a touchdown rate of 390, but I am not buying that at all. Maybe I need to rewatch the video, but that felt much better than 390. Anyhow, I think that was a good flight. Major takeaway here is that the new P3D version works fine, works absolutely nice, but it also does not bring any sort of visible upgrades or anything like that. So I would say it's debatable whether updating it is really worth it or gives you any benefits, but yeah, whatever. I think we just need to be patient and wait for P3D version 6 to bring some major changes. But anyhow, thank you guys for tuning into this P3D full flight video, and I shall see you around on the next one. Take care everyone, bye bye.